请我们洋子健身全明星All-Star 两位创始人隆重登场，掌声欢迎傅庭云、曹新丽、Helen Lily。那么我要介绍我们的傅庭云，虽然大家都认识他，包括很多的资深会员在这，不过我还是特别喜欢这一部分，因为我们的傅庭云是我们的健身的创始人兼 CEO， 亚洲健身小姐大赛冠军。纽约州健身小姐冠军 ，ISSA 国际健身教练资格认证。那么我们的Lily曹新丽是我们洋子健身全明星创始人兼总经理，蝉联2届亚洲健美冠军，世界健美季军，也是我们的 ISSA 国际私人健身教练资格。怎么样？很有气势吧？好，那下面到你们两个来讲吧。
那我先说，各位领导、各位来宾、各位朋友们、新闻媒体朋友们，大家下午好！特别荣幸在今天下午大家都牺牲宝贵的时间来参与咱今天这个活动。那其实呢，今天这个活动特别有意义，尤其是在疫情过后，大家对健康空前的重视，又加上现在纽约总有这个危险事件，尤其对亚裔。那作为洋子健身的我们，感觉有点像精武门的感觉，要把这种传递健康，让大家都锻炼起来。至少我们要保护自己，保护身边的人。所以今天希望媒体朋友们把这件事情广而告之的，让大家都知道，帮助到我们身边的人。
非常高兴，洋子健身非常高兴能够有机会第2次来举办这种防卫课程，向所有的海外华人能够去传递这种强壮身心的综合体魄最有意义的一件事情。那我们今天我说实话，洋子健身这一路走来，现在已经快10年了，感谢大家一路的支持。
Never, ever, ever compromise your safety. That is number one. No matter how much you want to satisfy your client, no matter how much you want to please your client and not offend them in any way and make them comfortable, never, ever compromise your safety. So self-defense, some may think that all of it is about technique, how you punch, how you kick. Self-defense is all about safety. The choices you make to stay and keep safe. So that's part of what we're going to go over today. Whatever myth you have about self-defense, I love teaching how to punch, how to kick some butt on the ground, standing up. But my passion for teaching self-defense is so that you can walk in peace. No one should be afraid, no matter how grim the reality is with what's out there, whether you're Asian or any other color, no one should be afraid. Everyone should be able to walk in peace, and that's my passion. I teach Krav, just a really quick word on Krav Maga, because not every one of you know what that is. Everyone say Krav Maga. Okay, Krav Maga is a Hebrew word for contact combat. Krav Maga is a self-defense system taught in the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces. So in Israel, if you are a citizen, you are mandated to serve in the national military for at least 2 years. If you're over 18 years old, male or female, you're serving in the army. What does that mean? That means Krav Maga, which is taught to anyone coming into the military, people like you and I, who have no military background, who may have no fighting background, you're going to learn Krav Maga. So Krav Maga is designed to teach, is very teachable, highly effective, and one of the primary principles of Krav Maga is immediate, like if you are being attacked, the best defense, is a good, strong offense, right? So Krav Maga, it really, it takes your instinctive movements, your natural movements. It's very, I would say, easy to learn because it incorporates all of how you might naturally react in a certain situation. And it's about brutal counter-attacks. So if I am attacked, my immediate response is to defend against the attack, but to counter-attack quickly, efficiently, and I'm not standing toe-to-toe with someone, throwing punches, throwing kicks. I want to get to a safer place as soon as possible. So it's really quick. So with that brief description about Krav Maga and the fact that we don't have very much time, so the first thing we learn in anything or any kind of skill, whether it's kicking, high jumps, knees, punches, we're going to learn footwork. So everyone you have to move up here, you have to make yourself room. If you are right hand dominant, if you write with your right hand, that means your right leg goes back, okay? If you are left hand dominant, that means your left leg goes back. So everyone right hand dominant, raise your right arm and slide your right leg back. So you start about shoulder width apart. I'm just going to slide my right leg back and my heel stays up. Okay, footwork is very important. This is your fighting stance. So if I'm in an altercation and I'm getting bullied, they don't know that I can attack just from this, okay? Your back heel has to be up because it helps you move very quickly. I can advance, or I can retreat, or I can move, okay? So if you're right hand dominant, your right leg goes back and your heel is up, okay? Not too wide because I'm short. If it's a very wide stance, then guess what? I lose critical inches. Not too narrow, because then I don't have good balance. You make a square. I'm going to start with the shoulder width apart and slide my right leg back, okay? Whatever direction you want to move, whether it's forward, to the right, to the left, or back, you move the leg that is already in that direction. So if I want to move forward, and I know I'm going really quickly, but bear with me, this is very important. If I want to move forward, I move my right leg, I move my front leg first. And what I'm thinking in my mind is, step, step. I always want to land back in my fighting stance. If I take a step with my left foot, then this right leg has to come up. If I take a step this way, what leg moves first? It's this leg, right? Step, step. Step, step. Step, step. And you always want to land in home base. This is home base. What do you do with your hands? So your hands, pretend you're holding a basketball. Okay, if you're holding a basketball, you don't want to hold it too close to your face because then that ball's going to hit you, right? You don't want to hold it too low because whatever comes my way, I'm not going to be able to block. My arm here is parallel to the floor. My forearms are like train tracks. My chin is tucked in. Your chin is very important because wherever your head goes, that's where you go. If I get punched and my head goes this way, I'm going to go this way. If I get pushed back and my head goes this way, I'm going to end up this way. If I control my head by tucking in my chin, even when I'm, pushed or shoved, I'm going to stay centered. So it's very important that you control your head because where your head goes, your body's going to go. So chin tucked in, hands up like you're holding a basketball, and you're in your fighting stance. So you're going to mirror me. If I move back, you're going to move forward. If I move to my right, you're going to move to your left. If I move to my left, you're going to move to your right. Got it? Got it. Okay. So make more room. Come up a little closer if you want. All right, everyone's scared. I'm not going to fight. Not yet. Okay. So hands up, chin is in. Okay, just follow me. And if I move forward, you're going to move back. Move back. Yeah. If I move forward, you're going to move back. If I move forward, you're going to move back. If I move this way, it's like a mirror, right? Step, step. Step, step. Good. Chin is in. If I move back, move forward. Step, step. Step, step. Step, step. Step, step. Good. Okay. All right. I think you got it. No one's tripped, right? Time. Okay, hands down. Relax. In your passive position. Okay, so one critical thing about your feet, your movement, when we walk, we cross our legs, right? Naturally. When you are either advancing or retreating or trying to move into in a safer position because you're being, threatened in any way, we never, ever cross our feet. We don't move this way. I'm not going to move this way because you can't stay balanced. You have to stay balanced on your 2 feet, ready to move. Okay, so my heel is up, meaning, so if you watch tennis and people are ready to receive their tennis ball, their heels are always going to be up because they have to be able to move. So you have to have your heel up, very important. Okay, so we're going to do that one more time, but a It's gonna be like Squid Games. Okay, you're out. Alright? So hands up, chin in, and you're gonna move, don't cross your legs, don't cross your feet. Good. This way and this way. And time. Okay, excellent. Alright, so one thing about self-defense, gotta go quickly. So before you fight, before you punch them or kick them, you gotta try to do a couple of things. Avoid dangerous, potentially dangerous situations. Prevent things from escalating or prevent harmful things from happening. If it gets to the point where they're charged and they seem threatening to you, you have to learn how to de-escalate. So we're going to go through all this. Avoid, prevent, de-escalate, and then, if you must, defend and fight. So for real estate agents, number one, real quick, avoid. Okay, how do you avoid situations? Make smart, safe decisions. So self-defense, safety is 90% of it is about making smart choices. It's about your confidence. When you walk to your car, when you walk to the library, when you walk to the subway, walk with intention, walk purposefully, walk confidently. Because if you look like an easy target, you are an easy target. Perpetrators, assailants, they don't want people who they think can fight back. So, you have to walk with confidence. Make smart decisions. For real estate agents, maybe it takes accountability. Always, tell someone where you're going, how long that appointment might last, when they should expect you, to be done with it. I'm thinking parking. If you can avoid parking in a driveway so that you're blocked, always park in front of the house maybe, or nearby, right? Because you don't want to be blocked in. There's so many things, there's so many ways where you can avoid potentially harmful situations. But you make smart choices. If you can't avoid, part of prevention is, so let's say you're showing a house, and one very important thing I want to stress is listen to your gut. We all have an inner voice, and sometimes something about this person or people alert us, okay? You have to listen to that voice. Remember when I said, never, ever compromise your safety? Even if it means you might make them feel uncomfortable or offensive or offend them, it's okay. If you get to live another day, if you get to go home safe, that's good, that's winning. If when you're showing a home, or in any kind of situation, if you feel threatened, if you feel like there's something, so go to an open house and prepare a scenario in your mind where you can talk, where you can pretend maybe you got a phone call, or maybe casually, like as you're showing the house and you feel a little bit funny, you feel a little bit threatened, maybe mention casually that another agent is on their way to show their potential buyers the same listing. You can prevent things from happening if you prepare in advance. If you're showing a home, never ever show your back to the person or the people that you're showing the home to, right? Oh, here's the kitchen, walk right in, or here's the master bedroom. Don't walk into the bedroom first where you're showing your back to them. Okay, those are all measures where you can prevent certain things from happening. Should you not be able to prevent, or right, and things, they seem a bit kind of agitated. Okay, so another thing you should look out for is their body language. What are they doing with their hands? Are they pumping their hands like this? Is their breathing irregular for some reason? Are they breathing regularly, or are they kind of like, do they seem nervous? Do they seem agitated? Their eyes, watch their eyes. And this is not just for real estate agents. This is for when you're in an elevator with someone, or at a bar and someone's talking to you. Where are their eyes? Like, I'm looking at Derek here, Mr. Derek. So I'm talking to him, and the normal social norm is to just make eye contact. But if I'm looking around and I'm making sure, the coast is clear and I can attack him if I want. Or instead of looking at his eyes, I'm looking at his throat because I'm going to go for his throat. I'm looking for his hand because I'm going to grab his hand. for body signals, right? Watch what they're doing with their eyes. Those are all the ways you can prevent certain things from escalating. So let's talk about de-escalation. So you're at a point where, you know, they're getting a little bit riled up, and you want to de-escalate, and you want to say, hey, calm down, right? So we want to talk about that. This is why you're here, right? All right. So one thing that happens very quickly is, you know, you have to learn how to assess one's intention. Okay, how do you do that? We use our words, and we can use physically we can make barriers. So if I make barriers with my words, verbal and physical barriers, whether they respect that or not, you will know in seconds whether you need to get your fighting bear out of you, or if you can calm the situation down. So, for example, if I feel like, you know, I'm in a situation where I'm going to have to perhaps defend myself from something, right? And they're getting a little bit closer, they're getting a little bit too close for me, and I make a verbal barrier and I say, stop, don't come any closer, and I'm using my hands and I'm backing up. If they don't respect my boundary, then I know, and they keep moving towards me, then I know I'm going to have to fight, okay? If they stop and they say, I'm sorry for making you uncomfortable, then my guard's going to come down a little bit, and I may have just, you know, avoided a potentially harmful situation. But you have to know how to make your verbal and physical boundaries. So we're gonna do a little exercise with one another. I'm gonna, for now, just look around, just find someone. You're gonna find a partner, but you're going to practice your footwork. Okay, so you're going to practice moving, and you're going to practice making verbal and physical boundaries. So you're gonna practice moving for a few seconds, and then one person will walk a little bit closer towards the other. Your job is to say, stop, don't come any closer. And when you move back, you're gonna maintain good footwork, right? Your chin is gonna be in, hands are up, you're gonna move back this way. And another very important thing is safe separation. You have to be able to look, you have to be able to see their feet at all times. Because if you can't see their feet, if I see his whole body, this is a safe zone. Because he can't punch me, he can't kick me, because I can see it coming. If I can't see his feet, this is red zone. He can strike, he can lunge, he can hurt me, and I don't have much time to react. Okay, so when we do this drill, we're gonna, hands are up, chin is in, we're gonna move, we're gonna follow, and then at some point, Mr. Derek is gonna come closer and say, stop, start right there. And if he comes any closer, then we're gonna attack, and I'll show you what to do. But let's just 10 seconds. Find a partner. Okay, you try to use your words. You have to be able to say stop. You have to be able to say calm down. You have to be able to say don't get any closer. Then out there, you're not going to do the same thing at all. So when you have a chance to practice screaming or saying something or having something come out of your mouth, do it here, okay? Because when you go out there, it may not be as safe. Okay, so the next thing, so we're gonna go from like really non-violent to hopefully really violent later. But one thing we're gonna go over like a wrist grab. If someone, so Mr. Mike here, for you ladies and gentlemen too.
Sorry.
If anyone grabs your wrist like this, is this okay? Even among friends, this is not okay. No one should grab your wrist. If someone grabs your wrist like this, that means that they want to either take you to a more isolated place and harm you, or this is not respectful. This is not respectful. between their thumb and their fingers, okay? So in order for me to get out of this, I am not going to come up this way, right? I'm not going to do this because there's no escape here, okay? I'm going to use my legs and I'm going to grab my own wrist. I have to move my legs. If I don't move my legs, this is what's going to happen. I'm fairly strong, probably not as strong as Coach Mike here, but if I don't move my legs and he grabs my wrist, guess what happens? It's just a tug of war. But if I move my legs and he tries to grab me and take me to the other room and I grab my own wrist, I'm all of a sudden free and I'm a little bit more safe. Okay, so we're going to do this with one another, but I want to go over just a few things before you practice, okay? So they grab your wrist, you have to listen or you're going to hurt yourself. I am going to pull towards my belly button. Why? Because if I pull up, not only is there no escape here, but even if it releases because I'm fairly strong, I might hit myself. I don't want to hit myself. Okay, I don't want him to hit me, I don't want to hit myself. So I'm going to pull down towards my belly, but you have to move your legs. It's simultaneous, okay? So I'm minding my own business, and he's going to be a jerk and grab my wrist. Okay, I'm going to make myself heavy. Okay, because he's trying to get me to the other room or wherever. I'm going to make myself heavy. I'm going to grab my own wrist, and I'm going to use my legs. Okay? So your partners here are nice people. They're not going to grab that hard. But partners, I want you to give some resistance. Okay, so you're going to do this for 10 seconds. Back and forth. Go to your partners, 10 seconds, back and forth. Remember, grab your wrist and pull down and use your legs. Alright, time. Alright, everyone listen, time. Alright, this is what we're gonna do. Time. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Okay, you signed your waivers, right? Everyone signed their waivers, because if you get hurt, it's not on me, it's not on you.
Guys!
Here we go. So this is what's gonna happen. Your partner's gonna grab your wrist. This is how I want you to respond. You're gonna grab your own wrist. You're gonna use your legs, right? You're gonna use what we just learned. Your fighting stance, right? Hey, don't get any closer. Stop. You're gonna do that, and then you switch. Okay? Use your voice. Make that verbal boundary. 20 seconds. Go. 20 seconds. Nice, Derek. Let's go, Gloria. 5 seconds. Good. Use your legs. Good. You gotta use your legs. You have to use your legs. Use your legs. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. All right. Excellent. All eyes on front. Thank you. All right. I hope you learned that if you do not use your legs, you are going to stand there for a few seconds before you time. Listen, please. All right. So you have to use your legs. You have to use your legs. If after you release the grab and you are telling them stay away, stay back, and they don't respect that, then you have to attack. Okay? You're going to close the distance. Either they're coming closer and you know you're in trouble. So one thing I want to tell all of you is no matter how good you can kick and punch, if you back yourself into a corner, that's not a good place. Okay? What you want to do is you want to keep that person in front of you and know where the exit is, know where the door is, and kind of circle your way. You gotta always keep your assailant in front of you. So, Mr. Mike, our Coach Mike, he's gonna grab my wrist, and he's gonna be a jerk and try to grab me here. Pull, and I'm gonna say, hey, back off, stay. But I'm making my way towards the staircase, right? Because I don't want to just back up into a corner. So think about that. We don't have time to drill that, but that's something you need to think about. That's a hurt. I'm sorry. Your partner was not very nice. All right. So what okay? There's mid-range combatives, meaning he's in a distance where I can punch. So, you know, punching, straight punches, really cool. Everyone know how to make a fist? Does everyone know how to make a fist? Okay, thumb is in or out? Out. If your thumb is in, you're gonna break your thumb. Thumb is out, like you're drinking a really heavy beer mug, okay, or coffee, if you don't drink. It's really cool to learn how to punch, but I'm not going to teach you that, because straight punches, you can do a lot of damage to your hands. You will break bones. Even fighters, underneath their boxing gloves, they wrap up like crazy, because straight punches, you will hurt yourself. I'm going to teach you heel palm strikes. Very effective, and it does the job, okay? So heel palm strikes. On our palms, we have two heels, here and here. Okay, you can, whichever, I like to, this is the meaty part of your palms. Okay, we're going to do heel strikes. So, when you punch, people think that power comes from, you got big biceps, you know, just your arms. That's not going to do it. You have to move, the power comes from your feet, all the way to your hips, shoulders, and hands. Okay, so I want everyone to stay in your fighting stance, heel is up, and for now, put your hands around your shoulders this way. Then all you're going to do is turn, pivot that foot when you turn, 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 good, turn. Oh, very nice, lovely. Now, the same movement when I punch is turning my hips, turning my shoulders, turning my hips, turning my shoulders. Same thing. You've got to turn your hips and you've got to turn those shoulders. If you're just punching with your arms, you're not going to knock anyone out, you're not going to do enough damage, okay? So, heel palm strikes, you have to, you know, work, you're in a good fighting position, heel is up, you're turning your hips, and you're striking with this meaty part of your palm. Now, when I strike, my wrist, my shoulder is right behind my wrist. My whole body is supporting my hand. If I palm strike this way, I'm going to pop my shoulder. Your whole body has to be behind your strike. And when you land that strike, your whole body is behind it, right? So you're turning. So we're going to, everyone stand, or everyone standing. Get in your fighting position, fighting stance. Okay, chin is in. Okay, from here, I'm trying to de-escalate the situation, but what they don't know is this is as good as this, but actually this is better than this, because once I have my hands up, guess what? They think, oh, okay, she's gonna fight, all right, we'll fight. But if I'm here and I'm trying to de-escalate, I can throw a palm strike and they won't even know, okay? So from here, when I say right, you're gonna throw your right hand. Turn your hips, turn your shoulders. And when you strike, I want you to exhale. Good, because when you're fighting, I'm looking at time, if you hold your breath and you punch, you're gonna pass out. But if you know, I'm gonna learn this. If I'm like, what happens? You psych yourself up, you intimidate your attacker, and you get your blood flowing, and you strengthen your core. Your core is tight, so even if you get hit, you're not going to get the wind knocked out of you. Okay, so you're looking in the mirror, your hands are up, and when I call right, you're going to throw your right palm strike. Ready? Right. Good. Left. Good. Right. Right. Good. Left. Left. Good. Right. Good. Excellent. All right. Do we have time? All right, let's have some fun. We're gonna have five lines here. So stay up there, Derek. I might need your help. Yeah, we'll just use these. Okay. So everyone make a line in front of one of these pads. So you're gonna hold one. I'll hold one. Jimmy, you hold one. Derek, you're gonna hold one. All right, 4 lines. Thank you. So you get to practice. So everyone is going to quickly line up behind one of these pads. And so we went over this before. You're going to come up to one of the pad holders. They're going to hold the pad for you. Let me demonstrate. You're going to hold the pad up here. And with both hands, or when it's time for you to practice, I'm going to lower my leg. I can do this, or you could do that. You gotta, I know we have such limited time. Don't come up here. You're not playing patty cake, okay? You're here to exercise your inner strength here. Okay, so everyone make a line. 4 lines real quick. You're gonna hold it tight to your body. And look away. Look away. Okay? And calf holders, you gotta have your back heel up, otherwise you're gonna end up moving back. Okay, make a line. Alright. Time. Alright, next one. Let's go. Here, look this. Go. You're too far. Get a little bit closer. Good. Excellent time. Alright, let's go. Go. Good. Nice. Excellent time. Yeah. Nice. Alright, sir. Good. Nice time. There we go. Good. Nice. Yeah. That's really good. Nice. And there you go. All right. Gloria, did you go? All right. And time. Okay. We're at 4:25. I hope you noticed that you're too far from the ground. So Mr. if you're too far from the path, you're gonna end up leaning this way. You don't want to lean that way. You want to get close enough where you can throw straight punches or palm strikes without leaning this way. Okay, so if you won't have a lot of power if you're here and try to lean. You want to be close. Okay, so we're just gonna do one here. All right, so palm strikes, and then another red zone combative that I want to teach before we take a break. You've all been wonderful. Is knee strikes, because most of the time your assailant is going to be really close to you. It's going to be on top of you. So I want to teach knee strikes. All right. So with knee strikes, you're going to strike with your back leg. So everyone get in your comfortable position. If you're in your fighting stance, that means your dominant leg is back. But sometimes I may be in this stance. It doesn't matter. Whichever leg is in the back, that's what you're going to strike with, because that's what you have most power with. So knee strikes, you want to use your hips. It's all about the hips. If I don't push my hips out, so watch me now. You always have to step out with your front leg. Step out with your feet angled out, toes out, and you're going to lift your knee and strike with your hips, pushing your hips out. You got to strike, pushing your hips out. Hands are up. If you're only doing this, like your knee to your chin, look, watch this. So you're going to put the hat down. He's really close to me, right? I'm going to put the hat down for a second. Okay, he's standing pretty close, right? But if I don't think about pushing my hips out, I don't hit him. But if I push my hips out, then I'm going to hurt him, right? Should I try it again? All right. So we're going to practice this just like we did with the palm strikes. We're going to stand in lines. But with these, the proper way is to clinch, because you want to control your assailant. Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. You always want to know where your enemy is. So a proper knee strike is you're going to clinch them. So they've already attacked you, they've pushed you. Now it's all go. You're going to counterattack. I have the clinch, and I'm controlling his arm. I'm going to gooseneck right by his neck. My forearm is stapled to his chest. And I'm not going to just push my knees up towards my chin. I'm going to push my knees out towards his body. And I'm going to use my hands to push him down, right? Because I want to do the most damage. And I'm going to help myself by pushing him down. So from here, you're going to tap every time. Ish, ish, ish. Good. So we're going to practice that with each other. So before we come on behind, this is what we're going to do. Everyone stay in your fighting stance. Everyone's in your fighting stance. Take your right hand, if you're a righty, You're going to make a gooseneck with your hand. You're going to cup the person's neck and shoulder line right here. We're going to pretend. And our forearm is stapled to their chest. And you're going to control their hand with a C grip. This is a monkey grip, C grip, C grip. And from here, you're going to step and knee into that vertical target. Okay, ready? 1 and go. Good. 1 and go. Good. One more time. Go. All right. Ready for the pad work? Yes. All right. Let's go. All right. So you're gonna come. I'm actually not gonna hold the pad because I want to watch, make sure no one's. So Glory, please try. You're gonna tap it a little bit. Good. Nice. Good. It's very effective. When you do palm strikes, go for the sensitive part of the face. You can go up the chin. You can go for the nose. You can go for the chest. Anywhere. But it's going to buy you just a few seconds to get to a safe position. That's what Krav is about. It's not about killing your attacker or you know, you going home with a trophy. There is no trophy. You getting to a safer place is you winning. So when you think about the combatives you learned today, the palm strikes, the knees, even if I don't actually hit his groin, but I raise it somehow, right? It's gonna cause a reaction. You're gonna, even if I don't hit him, he's gonna react. Guess what? If he reacts like this, I can do something else. Or I can run away. Or if he bends down, then I can come down with an elbow or any other thing that you would eventually learn if we have time. So one scenario that I want to quickly go over before I give you a break is if you're showing a home or if you're walking on the street, because a lot of these attacks are happening from the back, right? And it's random. You're minding your own business and you're shoved or you're pushed to the ground. So one scenario I want to go over, and you can practice this for a few seconds until we have to stop, is or if you're showing a home and you mistakenly walk into the room first, or they get behind you and they shove you into a room because they want to do damage to your body, you're not going to let them. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to pretend, or we're going to work with each other. We're going to get shoved from the back. The number one thing to do if you're still on your feet and you're not on the ground is to square your body, square up to face your attacker. That means wherever my attacker is, I'm going to turn quickly and my hips and my shoulders are going to be square to the attacker, and I'm going to assume this position. So Coach Mike is going to be the bad guy, and maybe you can shove me from the front here so they can see. And he's going to shove me from the back. You can pretend I'm showing a home to him, or you can pretend I'm walking down Main Street or Prince Street. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find where he is and position myself so that I'm square in front of him. So I'm walking or I'm minding my own business, and he shoves me, and I'm going to, that was a really nice shove. A little harder, he's going to shove me. And I'm walking, I'm doing my thing, and okay, I'm in my fighting stance, my hands are up, and I'm making a physical, verbal boundary. Stop right there. If he comes If he dares come a little closer, and he's going to do that, he's going to be a jerk. He's a smart man. He's a smart man. Okay. So, just very quickly to go over your footwork. Work with your partners. You know, there's a lot of people here, but that's okay because there's a lot of people everywhere. There might be a lot of furniture where you're being shoved, or you're walking down Main Street. There's a lot of people. So mind where people are around you, but your partner is going to shove you, and your job is to quickly get into a position where if he does advance, I'm in a really good position to strike back. Okay, so if he advances, I can do the palm strike or the knee, right? But he's not going to do that because he's smart. So let's just 20 seconds and then we'll have to call our time together. So 20 seconds of you working with each other, shoving each other from the back. Make sure you square up. Yes, Peter, very nice. Here, I'll just shoot up Ryan. I hope you leave here feeling like, hey, I know a little bit more about self-defense. If something were to happen, God forbid, there's always something you can do. You may not have pepper spray, you may not have a pocket knife on you, but you've got your wrists, your hands, you've got your elbow strikes, you've got your knees, you've got your feet. You have so many weapons on this beautiful body you have. Use it. Learn how to use it so that you can get to a safer place and eventually go home to your loving family or dog.